light on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to WTF is the Collective. If you are wanting to know what magic happens behind everyone else's screen who signed up for the Collective, this is your opportunity to find out. If not, if you figure it's not for you, this might be a good opportunity to be like, you know what? I don't like stuff that crude. I don't like stuff inappropriate. Then this is probably not for you. We are not everyone's cup of tea, but if we are, come join us. If we're not, no problem. A little bit about what we do is SNABA is what differentiates us is that we use a lot of storytelling. Like you're going to remember stuff as opposed to just reading these like long Cooper concepts. We use a lot of storytelling, and through stories, you're like, oh shit, I remember that. Like, oh my God, that guy took a shit on her doorstep. Wow, I'm going to remember that. Right. So that, I mean, for me, as someone with such severe ADHD, like I had to find something creative in terms of a way to study. Only if you join the collectives, you get to hear the full story. Okay. Because I'll spare all of you. I don't know, spare you or like, you're going to have to come for that motivation.
I feel like it's enticement.
Yeah.
Enticing them to
call it foreplay. Yeah. Foreplay, the collective. So with that, a lot of storytelling, a lot of stuff is bright colors. You should have your pens, your notebooks out to take notes for this. This is not a test for if you like, I'm not into the big pen here. Oh, good. We got some colors. Even
Michael's got his pens out. I love that about him.
Perfect. Over here, we have lots of pens.
I've got my whole pen set up here. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm proud of you, friend. That's impressive.
I know. And I have literally, I'm not going to lie, but because of sitting through recording professional videos for the collective, I have 2 of the concept shit notebooks that I now know how to use and all my notes in.
I'm proud of you. Notebook and no big pens.
You know what? If you guys do a good job, I'll let you see my pen collection at the end sitting right in front of me. Okay. Pen porn. Let's go. All right. So a little bit about this page. I know I look a little weird, but Julia, who does our designs stuff, she picked like a picture of like literally the day after I gave birth to Kobe. And like, I'm missing like half my hair in the front. So I just drew in my own and contoured myself a little bit and cut off like half my face. Like I'm flexible. I'll make it work. All right. So there I am. I don't know why they both got like these hot pictures and like mine is literally like a chode, but whatevs. So I'm Liat. I started Study Notes, not intentionally to be a business at all. I was like any of you who like Instagram in 2018, and I had some challenges before with my health and blah, blah, blah that kept me from taking the test earlier. And in 2018, I saw I was distracted on Instagram and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I always love arts and crafts and like cool things. I was like, I'm going to make an Instagram account just for my ABA stuff to like look at visually, essentially like a Pinterest board, but of my notes. And so like I'd post them. And like with the weird ways I'd remember them, you know, people see like dicks in my notes and this and that, and people like, what's going on? And then people started following. And then when I passed the test, like with all the challenges I had along the way, I was like, if I could pass this test, I could get anyone to pass the fucking test. Like everything was against me in terms like just, and that's what I did. So I started teaching the classes for free. People would just like come, like jump on at 45 minutes on Zoom. You have to log off because it was free. You know, you have to like get back on because I had a free account. It was really like, I don't know, but it slowly has grown over time and our team has grown. And what we have here now is so amazing. Every person at Study Notes you will connect with in some way, just because we also like to keep it real, raw, and relatable, the content as well as the actual environment. So like when you hear someone like talking about their real life shit, you're like, okay, I could relate. Like, because before that I found like every professor or, you know, like doctor who like presented something in ABA, it was so not relatable. It was like, okay, like I'm nervous to ask them a question. It sounds stupid. I'm nervous to do this. It's like, dude, bring it to me, talk the shit you want to talk. This is the place. And so I think that also that like calm environment helps a lot of people too, like take away the stress of the test, because this test, no one on the outside understands like how much of your real life it like just like takes up. So that's me. I'm a BCBA. I forgot to say that. I think that's important. We're sponsored by Hint, so I have to like do this.
All right, I'm Casey. I came along pretty early on in SNABA. I will be another teacher of yours. I found Liat just like you guys did, right? You looked online for test prep and you found SNABA. And that's how I found Liat back in end of 2018 when I was testing for my exam. And I joined the collective when there was just very few of us. And I was a teacher's pet. I was annoying as fuck. So any of you guys that are teacher's pets, that's my people. I'm with you. I love that. I love when you challenge us. I love when you make us feel more human. I will never not have my Cooper book with me, because if one thing I can say Liat did teach me is to be humble. And even though I think I'm the smartest person alive, she tells me, guess what, Casey? We're never going to bring wrong information. So I will always open up Cooper with you guys and be flexible in my thinking, even though I think I'm always right. But no,
Don't worry, guys. I'll keep her in check. I'll tell her when she's wrong.
I met Liat. We started the Behavior Bitches podcast. We started teaching together, and it was like, just, I love everything we do. I'm excited every morning when I wake up to work, to go teach you guys, to like everything we do. The people we work with, like when I text Danielle, when I text like anyone on the team, I'm just so happy, and Liat's created this. So if you're looking for a place to learn that is actually real and true and relatable, this is the place. We will never, ever pretend someone we're not. And I think we're kind of funny. So that's my story. I mean, okay. Liat's funny. I'm serious and smart, and Danielle is like sexual.
Thanks for the intro.
Danielle will like show your boobs on
All
Zoom.
right, and Danielle, here you go.
Hey, okay.
Teacher.
I'm Danielle. I'm also one of your teachers. I found Study Notes at the end of 2019. I am your multiple time test taker. I am a public school BCBA. When I sat through collective, I think on our first class, they were like, who's going to be the next behavior bitch? And I was like, me. I'm going to be on the team. It's going to be me.
You did.
So I kind of threw myself at Liat when I needed some tutoring. And then it was kind of like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, hey, do you want to work here? So this is definitely the place. This was a game changer for me, being a multiple time test taker. It is a safe space. Everybody feels comfortable. It is like, we haven't done this since class ended in November?
Yeah.
And I was literally like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be back here. So I, as your teacher, or as one of the teachers, I love being here just as much. I'm also one of the tutors for SNABA. So all three of us are always learning. So you are definitely in a great place. It's just warm and fuzzy. I'm just going to tell you that it's warm and fuzzy. My husband loves it. My kids love it. Like it's a team. We're team SNABA. So
I love that.
I love that. Nice. Every person here has been carefully picked to be here. Okay. Just so you know, and it just happens. I don't know how it happens. They just like end up with SNABA.
Or forcefully solicited themselves and then got a job.
Totally. Whatever it is. Right place, right time. But okay, so let's get started. Tonight we're going to be talking about extinction. Figured it's like a nice concept that we could do that a lot. Usually our collectives are built to like really like build on each other. So like I don't want to go to a concept that like compound schedules of reinforcement, because it's important to know that like the collective is created in a way that, I mean, I feel pretty safe to say, even if you didn't go to grad school in ABA, I could get you to pass the test. And it's unfortunate. I hear a lot of people say, like, I literally feel like I learned nothing in my grad school program compared to here, which like upsets me. But it's created that we could literally start from the ground up of nothing to all lead to each other. But I wanted to do extinction just for a general one, because I think most people here will have a general idea of the concepts before, but they all build upon each other.
And I want to say one thing to like let anyone here know is that Liat does not cut corners. There are so many times when I'm telling her like, well, they should just know this because like they went to grad school. And she's like, this is not about grad school. This is about us at SNABA teaching them everything they need to know from the beginning to the end. And it's exactly what like her vision has been. And I love that so much, because there's some times where I'm like, I'm just tired. And she's like, no, we're not stopping. I'm like, okay.
But what I love too is like sitting and tutoring and like hearing things that we say in collective quoted back to me, right? I don't necessarily ask like, oh, did you sit through collective? And people are like, oh, that's da, da, da. And I'm like, I love that because it works.
It's amazing. So
There.
Liat, hats off to you.
This is the nicest thing Casey's ever said.
I know, literally.
So cocky. I don't know. Here we go. Thank you so much, Case. Here we go. And extinction. Everyone get your paper out. Notebook. Oh my God, it's doing that thing again. What did I do to fix that?
Pull out your charger.
Oh my God, yes. Nice work.
Component.
All right. Okay.
Someone said they were in the FAQ class and they already remember and understand CMOs better. Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm so happy. Okay.
So if anyone's in here, I'll explain to you what she's doing. So when we teach you guys, Liat is going to, or Danielle or me, we're going to have ghost notes. So you're going to kind of see what's on the page, but you're going to take your own notes in your notebook, whatever one you pick. So just follow along with her, but that's why you can kind of see it right now. And you're like, what's going on?
Just want to give you an idea of like how much of the page you're going to fill and how much writing, but you should not really see it very well. Okay. So we're going to draw an extinction graph first. So we're going to draw out the X and Y axis. The X axis on the bottom, horizontal, should be the day, right? And we're going to do number of contacts, like how many times I tried contacting someone, because I'm going to tell you a story here. And let's go ahead actually and draw this graph out. Just like it doesn't have to be the exact numbers. I did mine in intervals of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to draw this out. So just do like general numbers. It does not have to be the exact same, totally fine. Just that it kind of creates the same shape. And we're going to have a and if you guys want, you could draw it while I'm talking, because it with the story. Okay, these might give me not liking this. It's kind of giving me a heart attack. These circles are. Sometimes I have to. I don't like sloppy notes.
Sometimes it just takes a minute to get back in the groove.
I know, I haven't taught in a minute, so it's like totally. Like
You got to get your brain back in the colors. That's the hard piece here,
The
everybody, is making
color?
sure that it's so difficult.
It's underrated, I know.
And if you're an ex-teacher like me, then you have teacher handwriting. And so you have to make sure that you're writing in your teacher handwriting so that everyone can read it. So it's your best handwriting. So you have to get back into that situation also.
And it's a skill talking and writing too, and like having.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we have this little graph here, And it might look like a graph to you, but to me, this is a story. Okay. And this is a story all about a girl named Liat. True story. Okay. Here we go. Liat. I got my. And I'll just so you could get an idea, like, let's pretend like these are like days down here, like 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. The dates are not accurate, okay? They're changed to protect confidentiality. How long ago I was this crazy? So over here, you could see number of contacts per day with, okay? This is with Benji. Liat was dating Benji in college. This is me dating Benji, okay? We were pretty toxic to each other, but that's besides the point. But we would text pretty regularly, you know, like any couple, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 texts a day, back and forth. What are you doing for dinner? Blah, blah, blah. Are you coming? Are you sleeping at my place or am I sleeping at yours? Whatever, right? Totally normal. And then this line right here, this fucking line is when Marissa comes into the picture. Over me and one of Benji's like little breakups we have, but not actually, you know, he actually finds a new girl. This is like hashtag fuck Marissa. Always had something against girls named Marissa ever since. All right. Funny, she actually moved to Dallas from Maryland. Wild. So that right there, and he's like, Liat, I can't talk to you anymore, right? So he used to respond to my text, and we'd write back, and my behavior was pretty stable. You can see that line there. And then he's like, I can't talk to you anymore. Marissa doesn't want me talking to you. And I'm like, oh, no, you didn't, right? So what happens right there? Oh my God, we have a Marissa in here. Amazing. All right, so now what happens? I actually have a good friend named Marissa. This is a side note, but still, it's like whenever I hear that name, that's what I think of. What's happening there is I'm like, okay, no shot. He's like actually ignoring me. He's telling me he's not going to talk to me. We always get back together. This is the best time. Like, you know, we have the best time. We break up, whatever. So I keep texting about the same amount. And like, he's put me on extinction, meaning he's no longer reinforcing my behavior, right? Of writing back to me. But I'm like, okay, Benji, it's me and you, dude. Like, of course you're going to write back to me. Like, I love you. You love me. Get the fuck over her. She's not that cool. She's kind of boring and lame, right? This is that resistance to extinction. You've been put on extinction, but you're still going to try, right? Because you don't realize it yet. And then what happens? The behavior, I'm like, oh, you're not going to answer me? Okay. What happens? Okay. Now I'm not just going to text you. This is the number of contacts on the side here. I've contacted him just by texting him. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and Instagram message him. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go to WhatsApp, right? Like, hey, you know, hey, it's me, you know, and I'm like, okay, then I could see like if he's read it or not. Then I'm going to go to Facebook Messenger. Then I'm going to go to, I mean, you go to all extremes, right? I mean, like to the point that you're like, you're going up the behavior. You're like attempting every effing thing you can, right? You start reaching out to his siblings like, hey, you know, miss you. Oh my God, love to see you soon. By the way, how's Benji doing? You know, anything along those lines, you're going, and you're just like, you've like, you know, they sell like baseball cards on eBay. So you go ahead and like, you try like purchase a baseball cards, you could contact seller, you know, like, it's just like, you're pathetic, right? You're hitting that point, and what happens? You've hit that rock bottom. Okay. And that rock bottom is what we call the extinction burst. Your behaviors got to an all-time high, right? Then I'm like, fuck, Benji's really not answering me. You know, I've had a few friends in this time, like tried to do an intervention, like, Liat, dude, you're looking kind of dumb. Like, you can't be climbing up his window to look inside. It's weird. Okay. Right. So what happens? I'm like, all right, he's really not answering me or reinforcing my behavior of writing back. So that's when the actual extinction occurs. And you know what I realized I should have wrote here? This phase change line is the actual extinction. Hashtag won't talk to me. All right, so the extinction occurs, the behavior goes down, 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 down. And then it's at 0 level. I'm not reaching out to him for a while. Okay, I'm doing better. You know, I've been trying to keep myself busy. And then Jenny, you guys will hear more about Jenny in the classes, but Jenny, my best friend in college, Casey gets jealous of her because she's like my other hot blonde non-Jewish friend. So Casey feels like some competition, you know. And what happened? She's like, Leah, let's go out. Let's go get Mexican food together. I'm like, okay, let's go, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like feeling myself, you know, I'm like, okay, I've gotten skinny from losing weight over this breakup. And we have a few shots of tequila, right? And I'm like, I am so over Benji. Like, who cares about Benji? Like, I literally like don't give a shit about him. And like, cool, like we could be friends. Like, I literally don't give a shit. Like, oh my God, it's so over that, right? But you know, I give a shit, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and check in. I'm gonna go ahead and send him a text. I'm a little drunk. And I just check in like, hey, just wanted to see like, what's up? You know? And if he writes back to me, my behavior would keep going like increase again to like a stable rate like it was at the beginning. But if he doesn't, that just checking in is what we call spontaneous recovery. So let me go ahead and highlight these and make them cute. Spontaneous recovery. This is the actual extinction occurring. These are the important parts to know about an extinction graph. And the resistance to extinction, by the way, is right here. Those like data points that you see like kind of staying stable and the actual extinction. So remember that rock bottom or that peak of your behavior when it's the highest, that's the burst, right? That rock bottom, when you find yourself like reaching out to him to be like, hey, I wanted to know if I left my bobby pin at your house. I know like it was like a bobby pin that I had from a young age. I loved it. My grandma gave it to me and it's like a fucking like 2-cent bobby pin. That's that rock bottom. And everyone, for you, girls, guys, whatever, I hope this is not you. Right?
Let Leah be that person for you.
Look, I added on to it a little. Don't think I'm that pathetic. I don't want you guys like being like, this girl's too pathetic to teach me. I'm like kind of cool. I have a little bit of swag. So, but yeah, I was pathetic and we sucked together. I don't even know why I wanted to like get back. I'm so over him.
Tells the story to this day.
I'm so over him.
And guys, before she goes on to tell you the definition, I want, while you guys are thinking in here and having your little brain caps on, the most resistant to extinction schedule of reinforcement is going to be, someone just mouthed it. I saw someone, intermittent, what other one? Give me more of a, is it a variable or fixed? Good job, you guys. Variable ratio schedule of reinforcement, because you don't know when shit's coming, right? So if you don't know when Benji's going to text you back, what are you going to do? Keep going.
If any of you guys wonder like why you like assholes as opposed to like the nice guys you go out with, like there's science behind it as to why we do, because they only write, they ghost you every now and then, they write back. When they write back, it's like getting that high, right? And then you're like, maybe they've like legit cut you off, right? Like they got what they needed from you and now they've cut you off, but you're not realizing it because they only wrote back to you randomly anyways. So just keeping all these things in mind, that it's cool when you understand the behavior principles because you understand why things happen. Mm-hmm. That being said, what is extinction? Let's go ahead and write it down. This is when we withhold a reinforcer. Hashtag withhold. Sorry, I forgot to put that in. Contingent upon a behavior that was hashtag, this is important, previously reinforced. So
Remember-
like in my example, right? Benji used to write back to my text. So he was able to put my behavior of texting on extinction because there was a history of reinforcement, right? And we also use extinction to eliminate behavior. That is why we use it. You might see it written sometimes. All the cool kids write it as EXT. And hashtag, it's that withholding. So I'm going to give you guys another example because I like to teach through multiple exemplars. That's the way they call it in the book, but multiple examples. Okay. So here we go. Here's a situation. You go to work and like your highlight of the day, let me put this on, is like buying a Coke Zero from the vending machine. Okay. So you go every day, let's say pretty stably. Day one, you buy one. Day two, you buy one, blah, blah, blah. Pretty stable. One day you buy two, whatever, but it's pretty stable, right? One day you put your dollar in the vending machine, which actually I think it's like $3.75 now, inflation, right? You put it in the machine and what happens? You put the money in, you push the button, which like previously gave you the Coke, right? Nothing happens. So what do you do at first? You're like, okay, let me push it again. Maybe it didn't work. And push it again. You're not like fully accepting you're in extinction. It's that resistance. Then you're like, what the fuck? I've been completely gypped here, right? So you go ahead, you start like shaking the machine a little bit, you know, like checking around your surroundings, like, is anyone coming? Like, you know, then you're like trying to like kick it over a little bit. Then you start trying to like stick your hand up the machine, you know, and you like, then at one point you're like fully like contorted trying to get the drink out and someone walks by. That rock bottom, that's the extinction burst. Then eventually you're like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not getting my drink. Down, 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 down. It goes down. So you're not going to use that vending machine for a while, right? And it goes down to zero. Then one day you're like, you know what? I'm just going to check if the machine works. You know, like it's been a while. Maybe they filled it up by now. So you just do that check-in. If it works, your behavior will stay right here, flat line at a regular rate again. See? But if it doesn't, the behavior will go right back down and stay down. One last example, I always say one of my favorites is like a pen. Okay. When you're writing with a pen and suddenly like the reinforcement is you write, the ink comes out, that's the reinforcement. Then suddenly nothing's coming out, right? The pen's put you on extinction. You keep trying to write a little, then you go crazy. Then you're like full on like licking the tip of it, right? Scribbling on paper, you've hit that rock bottom. Then it goes down. Sure enough, if you don't throw away that pen, then you'll reach out in a few weeks to be like, I wonder if it's working, right? And if it works, you'll keep using it. But if it doesn't, you'll go down. And this is extinction. Like you could look at it in your life with everything, with your kid crying, with your dog, whatever it is. But that's how extinction works. Or with Casey, like if I don't answer her phone call, she like goes ape shit. She's like, I don't get it. Where are you? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. This, I told you, I'm like, bro, whoa, 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 don't look. Don't look at the question yet. And I think I have the answer. Eek. Okay. So note that Julia should cut that out, Case. Okay. So the unwanted effects of extinction. So we got to know like what we don't want it to do. Or like just understanding, because the test, by the way, will always give you tips. And the test is going to ask you a lot of things, not like straight definition, like what is extinction? And it's going to be like A, a previously reinforced behavior is no longer reinforced. B, that would be nice, but it's more like, which of the following is not an unwanted effect of extinction? So you need to know like the pros and the cons of using different experimental designs, or the pros and cons of using punishment, the pros and cons of reinforcement, and things to be aware of, right? Again, I always say, just like medical doctors prescribe medication, we prescribe schedules of reinforcement and in general of these different things. So when a doctor is going to prescribe you something, they're like, hey, listen, I'm giving you Accutane for your acne, but I want you to be aware of their suicidal ideations. It's true. I was on Accutane back when. So, I mean, I didn't have those symptoms, thank God, but it's just like one of the, you sign like basically for your life away, but it's the same idea. We need to know what to expect and what could be normal. So here we have the unwanted effects of extinction. And all right. Unwanted effects of extinction, okay? Extinction induced aggression. Think of that vending machine one, right? You're like literally kicking the machine. The same thing happens when a parent starts ignoring their child if the behavior was maintained by attention. We also see a lot of escape or avoidant behaviors as a result. People don't like no longer getting what they got before, but that's essentially what is decreasing the behavior or eliminating it. So with this, and you know, in the actual classes, we go on to figure out like what extinction should look like for each function of behavior. But this is just a little bit of like seeing it in story form. So hopefully everyone got these notes. I'm going to move on, and we always have questions at the end of class. This is actually one of more of the appropriate questions. I mean, no, a lot are appropriate, but some are funnier than this. But all right. Who wants to read, Casey or Danielle?
I feel like I get to read and Casey reads the answers.
Okay, good.
Amy works with the most passive aggressive person ever. They always have a rude comment or something snarky to say to her. One day, Amy decides she is not going to respond anymore because when she does, it only gets worse. After several days of not responding, she sees that her coworker is being passive aggressive with others in her office, but not to her anymore. What procedure did she use to remove her coworker's comments to her? A, positive reinforcement, B, stimulus, C, extinction, D, masking. This may be a real life question, you guys. About somebody I know.
And so when you're in class, I mean, right now you can send them to everyone, but if you're in class, you'd always send them privately to me or Danielle or Liat. But feel free to send them however you want. And it won't always be this easy because clearly we talked about this tonight. So.
We talked about a lot of concepts in one class. So
yes, and they're all mixed up, and we write new questions and we write real life questions like that we come in contact with. So we're writing the questions too.
At the end of class, what you're going to see is this. Okay, so we're going to go through 10 questions together. Right now,
let's go over it first and then say it, just to get it right here.
You mean the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to highlight in bold, right, the answer of what is the keywords that you should be reading when you're going to be looking at a question. So she's not responding anymore, right? Because if she does, it increases, which would be positive reinforcement, okay? After several days of not responding, she sees that her coworker is passive aggressive towards others, but not her. So now this behavior is no longer happening towards her. So what is she doing? She is implementing extinction, meaning that previously reinforced behavior, she's no longer reinforcing. So you might think, oh, it's positive reinforcement because he's doing it to others or she's doing it to others. But what is the question actually asking? It's that she's using extinction.
Perfect. All right. So this is like a super abbreviated version of class. But now we want to like just let you guys know like what the different options are if you are looking at taking a class. That's the general vibe in class. I mean, you never know what's gonna, I honestly, I'm surprised what comes out of my mouth every class too. I like don't know what the example is gonna be. So,
Well, and we provide two types of examples. We provide like the fun example that you heard tonight, but we also provide you with like clinical examples, or we apply you a school example so that you're getting both sides. It's not, it'll be both, like a fun example and then a real life one.
all right. So I'm gonna let Casey take this away.
All right, so guys, the live collective, if you are saying that you're thinking about joining the live, right now, our live one starts on January 9th. And this is for someone who wants to be able to be in a class where you are held accountable. You could ask questions and you know that you're supposed to be somewhere twice a week, right? So we meet 2 times a week for 10 weeks, every Monday and Wednesday night at 6:30 Central Standard Time. We give you a course outline that's going to literally give you everything that you need, from what to read for your Cooper book, what to watch and read for your ethics, all your homework after each class. And when you're in the live, you get us, right? You're going to be able to ask questions to us, interact with people in your chat that are your other cohorts. You're going to have a private Facebook group that is your lifelong people that are going to be with you forever. And we answer all your questions. And there's always at least 2 BCBAs. So it's either going to be me and Liat, me, Liat, Danielle, Danielle and me, Danielle and Liat. Like there's always going to be at least 2 BCBAs that are there to ask and answer all of your questions. One will be the co-teacher and one will be the main teacher who's writing notes with you. It's really fun. I love it. All right, next
Well,
one.
and I just want to, sorry, I was just going to throw out about questions, and like, we love questions and there is no dumb question. And like, we love to answer a question. So if you feel like, oh, I don't know about that, this is not the place. We love a question. There is no such thing.
I always say that there's not any dumb question. It's
No,
like,
all questions are good.
Sorry,
Someone will have the question that you're asking. That's the nice part about asking a question. That's what I
and
always
you
think
can ask them
about.
privately in the chat if you feel like, you know, scared to ask.
Shy. Don't be shy.
Yes.
Don't be shy. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see what else we have. All right. So what are the options? All right. So I don't know where you guys are at in your studying, but starting January 9th, you can still sign up, and we have 3 different options that you can pick. So the first one is the live collective plus. So this is, okay, I'm going to back up. My favorite part about what we've done with the live collective is that every single live collective comes with all the video recordings. One of the biggest feedback we got from students was that they love going back and watching the video recordings, because I love replication. I love rewatching things. I know that sometimes my husband walks in with his boxers and I'm like, mute, 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 or like, I'm not there, like kids are crying, like things are going on. So every single one of our packages now comes with the video recordings, which is key. So you get access to, so all of them come with access to the 10-week collective, which is our live classes. All of them come with the video recordings, right? So if you're like, all right, it's just, I'm tired Monday night, I can't make it, I want to watch it tomorrow morning. Great. We upload it within 24 hours and you can watch it. It also comes with a homework packet. So all of them are going to come with a homework packet that you can take after each collective. And it's a way to test yourself and hold yourself accountable. Like, all right, Casey, you could email me and be like, all right, Casey, I answered these homework packet questions after, because they come from collective 1 to collective 20. So they're broken down. You could be like, I answered question 4 and it comes with an answer key. But if you're still not like totally sold on it, I'm here for you. You can email me, we can talk about it. Now, there's another package that comes with a mock exam. So our mock exams are amazing. The second package includes 1 full mock that you can have access to for a year, and you get all of your feedback that you can keep for a whole year. It's 185 questions, just like the real mock or the real test, but it's not timed. So you can take it, save and go as you want. Then the other package is you get 2 full mock exams, which I'm obsessed with because I love mocks. The more mocks you have, the more creative you can be in understanding the different questions that you're going to get. So these are the 3 different options for the live collective. Now, this is someone, if you're like, I need to come to the live class, these are for you.
Okay, can I go on?
Yeah. All right, biggest bang for your buck. This is one of my favorites. This is the ultimate package. So not only are you going to get access to the biggest collective package, which includes all the videos, the homework, 2 big mock exams, all the recordings, you're going to get the full mini mock bundle, which will break down every single section for you. Those are 9 mock exams that go through A to I of all the 5th edition task list. Then you're going to get one of my, I might say, bias, my favorite, Bitches Talk a Mock. So when I was studying, I loved to listen to things because I felt like so stressed if I was at the gym or cleaning or driving that I couldn't like study. Bitches Talk a Mock is an entire mock exam where you can just listen. And it's like, so I'll read one question, we pause for 15 seconds, then we answer it. And it's all relatable, fun questions. You can listen to it anywhere you want, okay? You're walking down the street, you're going to breakfast, you're with your parents, you're annoyed with family at holidays, put your headphones in and we will test you. It comes with the negative reinforcement pad, which I love so much if you are someone who likes to cross it off their to-do list. If you haven't tabbed your Cooper book, which I have not yet, so I will make Liat send me some of those Cooper tabs. It comes with that.
Are you kidding? You literally can't work here anymore. Danielle, is yours tabbed?
Well, mine is tabbed pre-tabs, but it's tabbed like those tabs.
Like Casey tabs.
I have the tabs. I just don't have our tabs. So
Hide your
it comes
book.
with the parent pack, the coloring book. Okay, what I was saying earlier. This is one of my favorite things. So the concept notebook, whether you get it with this package or not, everyone's like, how do you use that when you're taking notes? Well, lucky for me, when I was in Dallas, I stole a copy of Liat's because I was like, I don't know how to take notes. I'm not good. I use bank pens. I'm not the same. And this page, I'm just going to show you real quick. So every page has like a blank top with a concept that you can write. You can write in your item number of your task list. You can write in what book page of Cooper it is. This is what she did. She did behavior cusp, and then term, concept, and in real life example, all the way down to more questions you have about it. And I'm seriously like, now, I mean, it's all I use now. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. And you're going to get your coloring book and all that fun shit.
All right, moving on. This is a great package. It literally is legitimately everything. It used to be called legitimately everything.
All right, if you're in here right now and you're like, guess what? My life is crazy. I can't attend the lives, but I want to watch your videos. Great. We have all of these different packages. So if you're testing in 30 days and you think that you have time to watch, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys, it's probably 45 to 50 hours. Okay. Like, would that be reasonable to say, Leah?
I'd say like definitely 50
hours of watching videos, right? Of watching classes. Plus, we require you to read all the things from Cooper, right? We tell you what to read every class, so it's not a surprise. Plus 8 hours of ethics modules. It's a lot to get into the 1 month cram. Now, do I have people that do it? Yes. A lot. I've seen it. People that can cram, if you have time, do it. Awesome. That's one option. 2 months is just 2 months access to all the videos and you're required to do the same amount of work, but now you have 2 months. 4 months, same thing. Now you have 4 months. This new package, I think, is badass. You're going to get 2.5 months to all the videos, which when I was studying, I think 2.5 months is like what I did for like the full like study. And not only that, but you're going to be able to test yourself with full mini mock bundle, which is again 9 mini mocks for every single section. You get to pick your own full mock. So we have 3 different 185 mocks, 185 question mocks that you can pick whichever one you want. The only difference is A, B, or C. There's no difference in the sense of like what the questions are. And you get the homework collective packet, which is again, an amazing way to test yourself, and email me for questions. So it's a really good digital bundle if you are someone who cannot attend the live and you have badass self-management skills. Because I have a lot of people email me after and be like, oh, I had it for 4 months, but I just start watching it at day like 489. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. So really choose according to like your time you have. You know, that's going to be an important factor. The time you have. If you're someone who needs, you know, to spread out like 1 a week or 2 a week, or I mean, when people do get the 1 month, it's like they're doing like 5 a week. It's a lot. So just really think about that so that you could get your reading into to have like the best study experience.
Well, can I just speak to the live just because I was a student? So I know we're talking about the videos. I didn't have the video option, which the 2.5 month one, yes, like that's an excellent option. But I just want to talk about the live for just a second because I was a student prior to this. So I'm not trying to sell you this. This is legitimately my feelings. I have 2 kids. I had a full-time job. I was a teacher in a classroom. And the reason I picked the live is because I needed somebody to hold me accountable. I also needed to be able to read. And I knew that that was going to be difficult. So I take into account that also what is going to hold you accountable. And that's what happens with the videos too. The videos are wonderful. I love them. Lots of people come to tutoring and tell me how wonderful and they love the videos. Just be mindful of how are you going to hold yourself accountable? Do you need to show up every day or every other or Mondays and Wednesdays? And then you have accountable that way, or the videos because you have really great self-management. Some people have really great self-management. What does your life look like and how are you going to balance that? So I love the live. I would probably pick the live again, just because I need that. I need those people, right? In that community to hold me accountable and show up. So just be mindful. You get that too with the live.
And I think that when I hear feedback from students, like it's not only just the live that you're showing up, it's that you've got people that you're with forever.
Yep.
And they're still friends and they study together, and then they force each other to meet on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights or Saturday mornings, or you're like, all right.
You definitely get a community.
Get a community, but not to say you don't with these ones. You can still join the Facebook groups and find one, but it's just a little bit easier.
Just do what best meets your needs. Some people like a video because it works within their schedule and they have more flexibility to watch the videos. Other people, myself, need live so that I can show up, and I know people are going to be like, where are you if I wasn't there? So
I will find you guys if you're not there.
Well, and it's just nice to have a whole group of people that champion for each other. And so that is really nice to see. So, but both are wonderful. Okay, Leah, I just wanted to talk about how much I love live, and it just made a huge difference for me, especially as a multiple time test taker and have done multiple different types of study prep. Like the live really was truly a game changer for me when it came to understanding things. You get that with the videos too. Just be mindful just of how you can best use your time. Coming from the self-management person herself.
I'm going to say you are the best person at this.
You'll figure that out. I'm like the self-management person. So just manage your time.
Perfect. No, yeah.
All right. So this is also really freaking cool. So if you're here tonight and you're like, all right, I love Leah teaching about Benji and Marissa, and like you're Marissa in class tonight and you're like, I'm not really digging this because my name's Marissa and she called me out. Guess what? there is a lot of funny ass shit that we talk about in every collective. And if I didn't love it this much, I would not still be here. I'm obsessed. I laugh at everything she teaches or that Danielle or I teach. We have a lot of funny different styles of teaching. We work our asses off and we love it so much. So if you just want to get a single recording or drop in for a live class, we have those too. So if you're kind of testing the waters, that's there on the website as well.
Also, we have so much free stuff on YouTube. You could feel
So
us
much.
out.
Oh my God, yes. That's right. I forgot. So much free stuff.
I love the YouTube is such a great resource for y'all for
Now,
studying.
when I was studying, God, mock exams to me felt so scary. I was like freaking out, shitting my pants. How do I take a mock exam? I had to simulate it like I was in the real exam. I was so worried. We have some of the badass mock exams I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot because I've been in test prep now for 4 years. We have full mocks, we have mini mocks, we have specialty mocks for someone who's just feeling like they need help with like this one, the hashtag not mock. So who in here gets confused when they get a negation question that says, what is not this? Or all of these except, and you're like,
The following is least likely.
yeah, and you're like, oh my God, like, bleh. Yeah, okay. I see a lot of raised hands. Same, we do too. So we have really curated, and I'm using this word because Liat used it earlier to me. We've curated these.
You literally listen to everything I say
Yeah.
and everything I do.
So we made sure that these mocks, and these are just a very like a tiny example of what we have. We have a shit ton on the website, but they are going to be great. We have anyone in here struggle with stimulus equivalence or non-equivalence,
Or you're so early in your studying, you don't know that you're going to have a problem with the equivalent.
right? Guess what? We have all that. We have gone through everything that makes this shit hard. And we have made mocks for you guys to practice. And the more questions that you are exposed to, the better you're going to be when you get in that test. And this is what I did not have when I was studying, because when I was studying, my mocks didn't have feedback. So I just got an example and it said wrong. And I was like, shit. These ones come with like paragraphs full of feedback. So even if you get 100% wrong, you're going to 100% learn why you got them wrong, because the feedback is that good. And I can stand here and say that because I've gone through every single question on every.
I was just about to say that we go through and take them ourselves.
Mhm.
So yes, we don't just like be like, this is great, put up there. No, we go through and take the mocks ourselves and have great conversations about them and make sure that we vet them for you guys and they are the best.
They're amazing. So we have a ton of mocks, which is what I always say is you can watch our shit, you can learn from us, but if you don't test yourself, right, and expose yourself to questions in the experience of an exam, then that's like, you've got to do that. You have to do it. And we'll be here for you. If you take a mock after the collective and you have like a ton of questions that you're like, I still don't get it, then we have tutors. Danielle, she's amazing. Go to her.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, she is amazing.
And that's it. Contact us. Again, my email is contact@studynotesaba.com. You will see on the email signature, that is me. It says literally the chief of everything at SNABA. So if you need me, I'm here. Our website, STUDYNOTESABA.com. We have our Instagram, Facebook, we have YouTube, TikTok. We're trying to become TikTokers. It's really hard.
Okay, I have to say something. I noticed this mistake only right now. It's not that if you listen to our podcast, you should go listen to it. And while you're at it, go leave a 5-star review. But the @Behavior Bitches podcast is not the Instagram handle. It's @Behavior Bitches podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now for all of you. Like it never even happened. Yeah.
But Casey gives the best customer service. You may get an email from me because she's really good at filtering and like, oh, Danielle can answer this. Oh, I answer this. Danielle can ansst this. So you will always get a response.
You'll never get an email back from me. I'll tell you that.
No, you won't, even when you work for her. So you know,
or you're best friends with her and she doesn't text you or call you back either.
That is also accurate. She has like 97 messages on her phone. I don't know how she does it. So Casey is the best at customer service. You will absolutely 100% get an answer if you have an answer, or you'll get an email from me. We have great tutors. We're 100% here from you. The nice part about this is that the two of the teachers that are teaching you have been through this and we've passed. So it's like legit, you guys. It's a game changer.
And I will say that so for me, like I said, school was really easy for me. Liat has made it really easy for us to be teachers of people that may not have it that easy, right? I didn't know what I was coming into contact with when I was studying. I felt like I knew it. And when it came down to it, I felt so stressed and I was so nervous. And even as a teacher, I was like, oh, well, I know it because I've read the definition. And she's like, well, can you relate that to someone who doesn't know the definition? And I was like, and it took me a little while to really come to that point of my teaching. She's taught me a lot, guys, you'll learn this, but that's the best part about study notes is that like, I can explain. She always says, can you teach it to a 4-year-old? I'm like, oh God. Okay. So if you can't, then you don't know the concept. So that's my favorite part of study notes is that it just makes you really be able to talk about this with anyone that you want to and pass your test.
Well, yeah. And it's like, for me as being the multiple time test taker, right, it's kind of scary. I don't think any other study prep talks about having somebody that's taken the test multiple times. And for me, it's really important here to advocate for that and know that this is an absolute safe space. And like, I'm a BCBA. I don't care how many times I took that test, right? I get to do what I love every single day. And I think it's important that people see that. So this is definitely a safe space. And this is probably the first space I have ever felt safe in. So I feel like we all three want to create that space for everyone to feel comfortable. First time, second time, fourth time, 10th time. We're here to teach you and help you grow. That's what we want. And we don't just teach you what you need to know. We also give you those additional skills to help you be a really great BCBA down the road. And how we want to always do better. So you're getting a lot of things besides just studying when you come here. We really want to do a whole wraparound for you guys so that you're getting it on both sides. And we help you grow when you leave here. It's not just study prep.
Guys, coming from me, that is so true. What everything Danielle's saying, like it doesn't matter once you pass. I was never the academic in school ever. Like everything was hard for me. I had to have like a tutor and like math from like fifth, like just everything, reading. So studying for me was something really hard, but I feel like I have to share this method with other people who, you know, maybe like you don't actually know how to study. It's possible you got through grad school without knowing how to study. Like I got through college. And when I figured out this way, I think it helps so many people that hopefully if this is something that works for you, we'd love to have you, but definitely use our free resources, listen to our podcast. Our podcast has a ton of relatable real life examples that you're not going to feel like you're listening to like a test prep, covering all the concepts. And so go check it out wherever you listen to your podcast. And that's it.
Guys, thank you so much for coming tonight. And I'm just so excited to start the Spring Collective. If you've not signed up, go ahead. If you need anything, contact at STUDYNOTESABA.com. I am there for you. And we're excited to be your study trainers.
Yes, absolutely.
The funny one, I'll be the smart one. I like saying that, even though she's like, I'm smarter than you. I'm like,
and
okay.
I get left out. So I'm in the middle.
She just gives these labels out.
I just make them. All right, guys. We'll see you. Thank you. Love you. Mean it. Oh, man. Mwah. Bye, guys. See you in
Wait,
January.
wait, end the recording. I just want to answer one.
Okay, I am.